Welcome to the food truck series, How to Build Your Food Truck with me, Frank Valtier's. And today I have a very special episode. We're going to be looking at a local food truck, and they asked me to do just like an inspection, make sure that everything works. And I was like, what a better way to do the inspection than to show you guys what exactly I'm doing. Here's a food truck. Let's call it new because they haven't used it. So we're kind of just making sure that everything works. The water heater, the lights, the propane tanks, the electrical. So all this I show you how to do on my full-length videos on YouTube. So make sure you check that out where I show you how to build a food truck from A to Z. But what I show you guys when, we're gonna start just from here and work our way inside. Pretty easy, pretty basic. I'm gonna try to keep it very short and sweet. This is a regular extension cord. You can pick it up at Home Depot or an Amazon affiliate link that I'll put on here. So I do make a small percentage off all the Amazon links. So if you guys want to support the channel, make sure you click on those. This is a 50 amp generator plug. This right here is a Reliance 50 amp inlet box. I like to use the 50 amp because it's a much beefier plug, and I just think it's a lot more quality than the 30 amp one that I did on my first food truck, which was rolling burritos. So the point of what I'm trying to say is this: I connected to a temporary power, which is connected over here to the food truck owner's warehouse where he has a food truck, just so we can have lights and stuff like that while we're working, where you don't have to turn on your generator. So you just take it in. Literally, that's it. You plug it in, you guys can hear it inside. We have the two propane tanks in the front right here with the, oh my gosh, Strongberg trailer tray. The reason I use this one is because I can put the generator right on top right here, which is the Westinghouse, which it's inside, and I'll show you guys that generator right now. If we get closer right here, this is something that I like to use, and I showed you guys this many times. This is the Fairview dual propane changeover regulator. It's a mouthful, I know, but what happens here is, if you guys can see, it has double pigtails. And what happens, if you guys can see the top right here, if one of the propane tanks run out, you can just go from left to the right. And as we can see, we're going to turn this one on. It should be full of propane, just like that. And we're going to leave it on actually for two reasons. One, we're going to make sure that it doesn't smell inside like propane. You don't want to have any leaks. And secondly, we're actually going to turn on their equipment. They haven't used it yet, so it's still brand new. And they want to get it up and running. So that's the purpose of why we're here. Just doing this general inspection. As we move from the front towards the inside, right here, we're going to look inside. We're going to see the water tanks. And I buy those water tanks from Class A Customs in Indiana. You can order them on Amazon with the affiliate links, or you can actually just show up to their warehouse in Elkhart, Indiana. But this is a gravity fill valve. It literally fills it with gravity, and you just put the water hose, or since we didn't have a hose here today, we used this little bucket, and we made, a fun little man-made funnel out of this right here. So that's what we use to fill this up, so we can test that water pump and the water heater that I'm going to show you guys inside. Down here, I'm not going to bring the camera down, but down here I have two, my gosh, I forgot the name of what it is, but they're gate valves. And all we're going to do is open them up. You guys can see that's for the fill tank, and then the other one is for the waste tank, just to dump out your water tanks, just like that. So you guys can see that's pretty simple. Inside they're just gate valves that open up and down, pretty basic. And that's what this is right here. Pretty simple, straightforward. Like I said, all this I show you on the food truck videos that I do. Over here we have the concession window, which is made by JR Aluminum. Still works like day one. That's why I love this window style. I know a lot of you guys mention and message me or comment on the videos, because if you have any comments, definitely put them on the videos, because I answer each and every one myself. You guys ask me about different brands. I've never switched a brand. I have no affiliation financially with them. I just like the product. It's like Costco, right? Costco doesn't pay me to go shop there. I just love Costco. But that's what it is. It has not failed me once. Out of 7 windows I've installed, I think they all work perfectly after all these years. I have this serving shelf right here. Just lifts up and down, pretty basic. The 2 lights that I put on, they're controlled inside by the switch. I have the rope lights around, and that just gives it a nice color. I think there's a remote somewhere. Oh, here it is. The little remote that controls the colors, so you can switch it from red to blue to pink, whatever you want, and you can do different little things on there. So that's pretty simple on the lights outside. Well, if you come inside, I'll show you guys a little bit more. So in here, as I said, I want to keep this short and sweet. What I have here, coming from front to back, we have our 2 fire extinguishers. This food truck was made for Kane County food truck requirements, but I can also take it to DuPage because I made it pretty standard where you can take it to DuPage, you can take it to Kendall County, and you can take it to Kane County in the state of Illinois. Every state and every county is a little bit different, so make sure that you check your local mobile food truck vendor requirements. It's a mouthful, but make sure you do that first before you guys message me. What do you need? Do your homework, Google mobile food truck vendor requirements, and that'll tell you just about everything that you need. We have the hand sink right here. We have our soap, and then we have our towels right there. Down here, we have our water heater. We're gonna actually test out this water heater as well. If you wanna come inside, then we can get a better view. Right here, this water heater is powered by propane, but you do need batteries down here to power up the igniter, so to speak, right? Internally, it has like a little igniter like this, so you can actually turn on the water heater. So we're gonna just plug that in, put the 2 batteries in there, and then we're gonna close the lid. This is made by XL, and it's vent free. I think I put the batteries in right.
There's no batteries in it, bro.
Huh?
There's no batteries in it.
I just put some batteries in here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. You know what? But I think I put them in backwards. But here is, you guys are literally seeing me do this live. So there's not like a pre-recorded thing that I did to like make sure that everything's working right. So if something's wrong, we're going to both find out at the same time. I'm just gonna put it this way. Maybe I had them on backwards. Did I not? Oh my gosh, once I turn on the water, I'll find out for sure, I'll tell you that. But we're gonna turn this on with the propane. It's on this side, I'll show you guys. We're gonna turn on the water, which is powered by the water pump, which is right here. If you guys remember, I put my water pump on a switch. So here's the water pump made by C-Flow, and it's powered on by this switch. So if I turn this on, hypothetically, right, the water pump should turn on, and we're gonna turn this on a little bit. It should turn on right here. See, look at that. So we got water. If you guys hear it doing that, that just means you gotta turn on a little bit more of the water so the water pump can work a little bit better. So then the water heater should be working. So you can hear how it like idles out. That just means that the water pump just needed a little bit more water to go into the pump. So there's your water pump, bro, that is working there. And then we'll test out the water heater right now. But at least the water pump is pumping. Well, you know what? Let's do the water heater right now. So you turn that on as well. You guys can hear the water heater. Can you hear the water heater ticking? There you go. So come touch it. It's gonna get a little warmer. This one should work as well right here. There you go, there's your water pump. You can hear it. The water heater's working. And when you guys get that noise, so when you guys get that noise with the water pump, that just means you gotta kind of regulate the, you know, it's not like your normal brick and mortar. So obviously this is a food truck for you guys. Not everything's gonna work exactly the same. And then right here, the water collected into this basin. So if I unplug this, we should have no leaks. It should go down the drain, and it should go into this tank right here. Oh, so what I was saying is with that little pump that you hear, that little noise, that just means that you just kind of need to regulate the water flow so it can idle, so to speak, kind of like idle. You know, you're saying like when your car, you don't have enough gas with the carburetor. So that's how that would work. And these are your 2 tanks that I was showing you guys that you fill from the outside. On here, that's something else. On here, I have a dish rack that I ordered from Websterons. Any questions on here that you have, bro?
No, not so far.
Everything works, right? You see everything works good? No leaks?
No leaks.
All right, cool. On this side, we have the fire suppression system. If you want to come show it over here, we'll show this fire suppression system right here. And okay, so now we go back over here. Sorry, guys. We go over here to the cooking equipment. These I found on Webstron as well. We're gonna power on the same way. It should work.
Yes, turn on over there.
Yeah, it should. Oh, let me turn it on right here. So on all my cooking equipment, I put these shut-off valves right here that I showed you guys. Let me turn them on. 1, 2, and 3. So this should turn on right here. Hypothetically.
Well, there's a pilot down there.
No, it should be up here. Check the tanks on. No, in the front. So now that we're here waiting for them to check the tank, this right here is a hood that I get from Hood Mart. This is a 7-foot hood, and the reason I get 7 foot is because on each side you want to leave 6 inches of clearance because that's usually what your fire department is going to require. On here we have, oh, this guy has it on. We have our food warmer. And this food warmer is one of my favorites because it actually is a little bit bigger. You can fit a little bit more food than normal. And it also has its own legs underneath. You guys can see these right here. I found these legs at Lowe's in the gas section. So these are nice because it allows the equipment to sit and have a place to sit. This right here is a chef base. You do not need a chef base. However, these are nice to have because...
Well, I need to hit the circuit.
Oh, you know what? Oh, there it has there's a button for the chef base. The chef base is just something that this gentleman wanted because he wanted to have more storage for his meats and stuff like that. So all it is a big fridge, and instead of me like having a table that I usually show you guys, this is a little bit more, we'll call it a more expensive way to store meats because it's up there. It's probably like 3-4 grand.
Yeah.
About 3-4 grand for this right here. So you said it was on?
The last time we did this, we did it there.
No, not these. You get on the left one or the right one? And then right here we have our sandwich prep table. Right here, there's our sandwich prep table. And this is a nice guy too. Brand new, as you can see, all this stuff is brand new. They haven't used it. Literally, they haven't used this stuff. So there's a sandwich prep table that we also found online. This is just a little tray that I use for storage. And this is a breaker panel that you guys always ask me about. And I usually only run 2 home runs. One of them is to the fridges, which are 2 over there, and then the other ones are to the lights and basically everything else that you see. That you heard right there is a carbon monoxide detector and also a smoke detector that are connected in the front to the outlets. On this side, that's pretty much it. There's a generator that I use. On here is the Westinghouse inverter generator. It pulls about 30 amps. You guys can see on there, it runs 3,700 watts, 3,700 watts running. You divide that by 120, it's about 29.8 amps. So this is that baby that I have on my food truck as well. And this side are just 2 working tables with the little bins underneath for storage. Try to keep it pretty easy, pretty basic. And there's that serving window that you can just push out just like that. That's pretty much this side. If you guys have any questions, always put them on the comments. And this is the hood. Again, I found this in Hood Mart. And there it is working. Cool.
Try that.
Should be working now?
Should be. I switched it over.
Did you? Okay. Oh, you know what? I don't think I filled both tanks up. That's what it was. I filled only 1 tank up. So it should be working now. I'm doing this all live with the guy here. He's sitting right next to me. So anything that you guys see that's kind of messed up is because I smell it too. Is because alright, you want to check it out or no? So you got this guy working right here.
Oh, there you go.
Should work.
There you go.
You haven't used it in years, bro.
It hasn't been used at all.
So there you go. So there's your flame. Right, we got all these on. It should be a little higher, to be honest with you. Unless this has to work through the thing, but usually that flame kicks on a little bit higher, is what I've seen on mine. And then on here, which one of these guys? There it is. It should power on over here. Did you turn on this one last time from here?
Yeah.
From up here?
I thought we put it in through here, bro. Either one of these.
Ahí está. You see it now?
Yeah.
You see it?
Now, we won't have to change those gas lines. They're not. I mean,
There's
there's no hoses or nothing there.
No.
No, all that shit's brand new, bro.
I'm trying to see why it's flickering like that. One of the reasons, obviously, we're checking food trucks and making sure that the gentleman here has a functioning food truck so he can take it to the health department is for reasons like this. And my food truck, only once have I ever had to change the changeover in the front. Look at that pilot's a little bit harder now, so maybe it's better now. So what I did in the front, you remember it goes from left to right. When I did my first food truck, I had to change it because I was actually in an event, and then the changeover went all bad on me, and I had to change it. So this might be the issue here. Is why I like to show you guys to build your own food truck, because if issues happen like this, you guys can do it yourself. If you guys have the part, you guys can do it on the fly, or just when you bring the food truck back. But what I'm noticing here is that there's not a lot of power quotations from the tanks to the equipment here. This one was powered too, but not enough to my liking to be able to power a food truck up for hours, right? Because you want to make sure that it's working for hours. But for some reason, you guys can see it's not working to my expectation of what I would like. So I do have another changeover in my house, and I'll bring it over and I'll change it for you. And that would be the only reason, because propane line is a propane line, you can't really go bad. Mm-hmm. It would be the actual mechanism that would go. And it's hard for me to connect the actual propane tank here, because it all kind of connects all the way to the front of the truck. But that's not a big deal. But obviously that's why we're here, to make sure that after what, 2 years?
Longer, 3.
That's still working. But at least you kept it in good shape, bro. Brand new, right?
And there's no cobwebs or anything.
Nothing, huh? Didn't fall on you.
No.
So that's basically how we build a food truck, guys. The only thing that we're gonna do here, and when I see them next time, is the propane changeover regulator in the front. I think it's made by Fairview. And then we're gonna make sure that this works, because I do get a pilot light. However, I don't get enough flow of power. You guys can literally come here and see that all we get is like this little itty bitty flame right here, right? Nothing crazy. Tiny flame. Almost nothing of there. But if I turn it all off, the pilot light gets a little stronger. I'm trying to turn on the back. It doesn't work. I'm trying to turn on the front, and it doesn't work. So that's kind of like the scope that I have for you guys. So not everything's always going to be 100%. Obviously, that's why we show you guys how to do it. But we're going to make this work. We're going to make this happen. I was hoping everything worked perfectly. See, it kind of does and it kind of doesn't. That's why that water didn't get like super duper scorching hot, because I didn't have enough LP power, liquid propane. But we're gonna swap this out, so don't worry, guys. But that's kind of, I just wanted to show you guys, literally this is a real life scenario, and we're not making up what we're doing here. We want to make this functioning for the gentleman here, so you can take it out, so you can actually have the business up and running here. Probably in the next couple months, summer, spring.
Yeah, spring.
So right now we're in winter time, going into winter. Mm-hmm. You guys can tell. And
Chicagoland weather.
And then in the next few months, the gentleman will have it up and running. But if you guys have any questions, definitely make sure you guys drop it in the comments. We're going to come back and probably re-record this when I change over the propane changeover. And then we'll get it up and running. Because this, for me, is not a big deal, right? It's just something that maybe the changeover went bad. I wouldn't see as like, oh my gosh, it's such a big deal. Especially that you're not going to use it tomorrow, right? So we have little bit of time to be able to fix this. So I'm Frank Baltiers, and I show you how to build food trucks from scratch. And if you guys have any questions, make sure you use my links. Hood from Hood Mart, these from Webstaurant, this from Webstaurant as well. And then these 3-compartment sink made by Advanced Tapco with the drain boards on the right and the left. I just found those on the best price that I can have on YouTube. Sorry, on Google. And then this is what I use on the top. He wanted me to check the top where the exhaust hood goes from the hood to make sure that it has enough sealant so he doesn't have any water leaks when he takes it on the road. But this is one of the products that I use, or Flex Seal. Again, thank you for watching, thank you for subscribing, and for commenting.